Hi, Vic Vogel with Leadership Happy Hour Talk Show. Hey, I want to just take a minute before we talk about the show and kind of compare Donald Trump's retention, his selection as retention, which is one measurement people use to effectively evaluate leaders' performance, their ability to lead. So many people are who are leaders who tend to inspire those underneath them have very little turnover, and they retain quality people, and because of that they tend to attract quality people in the organization. So let's kind of take a look at what has been Donald Trump's activity in this area of retention and turnover, since maybe his inauguration. So let's just do an annual performance appraisal on that. Okay, so let's do a quick comparison of the staff that Trump brought on, the staff that he's lost since he brought people on board. We can see here there's a tremendous amount of people who have left the organization. It's kind of like getting rid of your chief operating officer, your chief marketing officer, or your vice president of marketing, your chief financial officer, your chief operating officer, your communications VP, your PR and market relationship people, your strategy team. About the only one who wouldn't play out in most organizations is the medical officer, the director of that. However, if you happen to be a hospital, it'd be like losing the head of your hospital administration group. So you can see here a lot of people have resigned. The people who were fired outside of Rex Tillerson, Andy McCabe, James Comey, Sally Yates, Preet Bharara, all were veterans with 20 plus years experience, tremendous respect on both parties, been through both Democratic and vice presidential um, years in the office. They've been through all administrations. So, and they were fired, and they were fired because they didn't respond to, real simply, they didn't respond to Donald Trump the way he wanted it to. That would be particularly Sally Yates, James Comey, and Andrew McCabe. Preet Bharara was an attorney, a federal attorney in the Southern District in New York, and that was, Trump didn't particularly care for him in there because I think he actually had some cases going against Trump at the time. Rex Tillerson obviously is the only one who was fired out of here, but he also disagreed vehemently with a lot of Trump's philosophy. So basically the rest of some of these other people resigned because of legal issues, because of bumps in the night, who knows. But you can see there's a tremendous amount of turnover here. So what we found here is basically probably a failing grade. You know, this is one of those that you would say, hey, if you don't clean this up, we're going to take you out of the organization. And most board of directors who had any common sense about them would do that, probably with this person already, if they at the end of their first year. Um, Certainly, it's a good thing that Trump doesn't have uh, a board of directors to account to in his organization. So, but there you go. Now, what you need to do is to learn more about how to eliminate that kind of leadership behavior. Is join us 5:30 to 6:15 every Wednesday. We're doing something on leadership behavior. Last week we did it on power bases and influencing people to inspire them to follow the leader where they wanted to go, and the power bases that worked to do that and the power bases that didn't. And there's some Trump stuff in there if you'd like to take a look at that too. If you have an anti-Trump uh, bias, and this probably sounds pretty good, but if you're a pro-Trump person, I encourage you not to look away from this, because we're not just saying this off the top of our head. You can see from data a lot of what we're talking about. You can see in behaviors from Donald Trump, and someone really needs to get a hold of him and help him. The problem is narcissists are often those people who will not make a change. So you would walk away from a contract with him, because you know pretty much it's not going to do any good. So there you go. Join us Wednesday night. We're going to be talking about ethics and morality and the role that plays in leadership this coming Wednesday. Stay tuned. See you then.